On to our spotlight game for the week. So this week we played Wario Land 4 for the Game Boy Advance. It came out in Japan in August of 2001, came out in North America in November of 2001. I did not know this was a launch title for the Game Boy Advance, which was
Oh,
surprising to me because it's like one of the best looking Game Boy Advance games in my opinion.
yeah, that's crazy that it was a launch title.
So what was everybody's overall thoughts? I got a decent amount of notes this week compared
I
to
mean,
some
I
others.
I don't have a lot on it. I know GameCube was the last time Wario was gold obsessed. Bring that back. Like, I like that
Mhm.
that's what the focus of the game was.
Well, because
I enjoyed.
Wario World on GameCube is in the same series as this. So yeah.
Yeah. So bring that back. I think the farting, we can move on. Like, bring back the gold.
Yeah.
I really like the opening cutscene with him just driving around like a jerk in his car and almost hitting a cat. I don't know
Mhm.
if it was just refreshing to see a cutscene in a platformer.
I like his
And
purple car too. Like bring that back.
yeah,
The motorcycle thing, I'm over.
yeah,
Like
yeah, I'm over the motorcycle. And then as far as game mechanics, I like that the game makes you use the hazards in the level to advance through the level. That's such a
Mhm.
clever idea, and I'm like, there's so much more you could do with that. Like, so again, bring back this
Yeah.
Wario.
And some of those character transformations are crazy. Like you'll get stung by a bee and like your face will swell up and you'll
Yeah, you
rise
can
up in the
float.
air.
Yeah, I like
You
all
get
that.
crushed and you're like a little crushed frying pan thing wonking around. I don't know. The animation is insane for a Game Boy Advance game. It's got a lot of crazy facial animations and expressions as well. It's just really, really cool.
Uh,
I like
Harrison,
like one area to like the temple, but you go into different sections. I don't know. There's just a
mhm,
lot of things in it I want them to bring back.
mhm,
yeah, you bring up a lot of great points that I'm thinking of. Something I wanted to add first is that I found it really interesting that this is the same engine as Metroid Fusion and Metroid Zero Mission. And I
Oh,
looked on YouTube, I looked on Reddit, uh, and that's the extent of where I looked. Apparently, there is footage of Samus going through the first level. Like there's like
hmm,
footage of like test footage of
all
it.
right, that's cool.
Urban myth though, I can't find it anywhere. But
interesting.
there are some screenshots I saw online of I guess it was Zero Mission where they point out that there's some of the same assets that are used in Wario Land 4 and I guess Fusion and Zero Mission. So they reused some of the same assets in each game. So I thought that was pretty cool. I think when I was playing through it and doing my notes on it, something that each of you have brought up already is my question just on and on was like, what happened? What happened? Like, it was the last Wario Land game until 2007, and um, and and that was the final of the series. We got Master of the
Yep.
Skies, and then we got 10 WarioWare games, and
Hmm.
and Wario World, excuse me, of course, and Wario World in 2003. But this game seems pretty good, and it seems like they were doing things that I don't know if we call it innovative, but were certainly like they were trying to think of different ways of doing things and different ways of approaching
Yep.
this character. And Wario, I think, was more popular in Japan because they had more just Wario games, like they had a Wario Mario game. Um,
Yep.
so yeah, just what happened with Wario? What happened?
I don't know. It's interesting that there's a collection of mini games in this game too. It sort of foreshadows Wario's fate down the line with the WarioWare series. I think Nintendo just gets stuck in certain mindsets, and right now they're just stuck in the Wario is the WarioWare guy mindset. I think they overthink things sometimes. And I think that if I had to guess, their thought process is like, oh, we can't make a Wario Land game because that will confuse people who are fans of WarioWare. Like, they're too different. And it's like, no, you can actually do both. There's no reason you can't.
Yeah.
I mean, make a Wario and Waluigi game for crying out loud.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
How do
Yes.
we not have that?
Yeah. Yeah. Bring back that. Who is that other? So back in the day, there was Mario, and then there was that other Mario mascot, but he was just like a boy. Um, there's a,
Oh, Bonk? No, not Bonk. Kid. You're talking about the Sega mascot, right?
I don't know. I don't know anymore. But yeah,
It's like
I do agree with you that they get stuck kind of in their
Alex Kidd. Alex Kidd, I
Alex
think is who
Kidd.
Alex
you're talking
Kidd.
about.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, bring him
That
back.
sounds right.
Yeah, bring him back. Right. Uh, I do agree that they get stuck in their ways, and I think they get. I wonder if they get like nervous in a way, the same way with like the eShop is now red, which keeps bothering me. The
Eh,
eShop should be orange, but now it's Mario red, and I wonder if it's like the same thing there, where it's like, no, we're not going to confuse people. We're just going to make everything red now. Everything's Mario. Uh,
Especially in a day and age where they're going back and like kind of reviving stuff like this.
Yeah.
Like, look at what they did with Mega Man 11. They really gave us a traditional Mega Man game with a updated art style and some updated mechanics. They could totally do Wario Land 5 and just kind of update the art style and a little bit of the play mechanics in that way.
well,
Oh, definitely. I agree.
Well, I usually come on here and try to turn our spotlight games into roguelikes. My question for you, what if this game was an RPG? And I was inspired by this just
Ooh.
because you you have to collect so many things in this game to the point where it started to feel like I started to think like, what if this was like a Wario RPG, or what if Wario Land 5 was that also? I think there's
Yeah.
a lot of potential that just never reached that point. I might be getting too far away from the game though. The sound is great. There's vocals, which always stand out to
Yep.
me. Like when I was a kid, that really stood out to me when there would be vocals in a game this early. Um,
That's actually why I prefer playing the Game Boy Advance version of Super Mario World 3. I mean Super Mario Brothers 3. Because it has the like Nintendo 64 sound clips of Mario like thrown in there.
Yeah, so sound is great, graphics are good. SNES Drunk called it inspiring, which I would agree. I think they really
Mhm.
tried some different things in this game that I wonder if I were to play it in the past, if I would enjoy it more, not knowing that there would be nothing to follow it. It's kind of a
Yeah.
weird question because I
Man,
enjoy
can't
it
wait for Wario
less.
Land 5.
I think I enjoy it
Yeah.
less knowing that like, oh, it didn't lead to anything.
This is it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
there's a lot of also like you mentioned the reuse assets, and I think one of them is the layering that some of the levels have that you'll see like a layer of fog over the player's layer. I don't know how to say it, but you know what I mean. In the foreground, you'll have some fog, and then you get the layer you're playing on, and you've got like a background layer. I think that's reused in Metroid, and then also the same thing but with rain in certain levels. I think that is also reused.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So where's it falling?
So I rank this one pretty high. It's in my almost in my top 20, which at this point we've done so many games is pretty high. Where did I put it? I put it at number 22, which is right It is below Mario Golf. I still hold Mario Golf in a little bit higher esteem, but I like this one better than Jet Force Gemini. So we're at number 22 there.
53 for me. And I'd recommend this game. I really think I'd recommend it to anyone, I think.
Mhm.
Or anyone that wants to play through. Game Boy Advance has a lot of there's a lot of games I haven't played for this console, I guess. I don't know what I was doing at that time or just playing different games. Um
For
yeah.
sure, anyone who wants to play an SNES style platformer.
Right, right. Is there any nostalgia for you guys there?
Oh,
Um
yeah.
for
Especially anytime I'm surprised I haven't bought the Advance Wars remake because I played a lot of Advance Wars on my GBA. I had GBA, I think so that came out, like, right at the end of our high school years, and that took me into my first years of college when you're, like, awkward and have a lot of downtime.
Playing a lot of Wario Land in between classes.
I actually didn't
So
play Wario Land until later, but, I have nostalgia for other games of this era.
that's fair. That's fair. So I put it at 44. I enjoyed it. It's just a fun platformer. And since I can finally confidently rank it, I've played enough Earthbound now that that's
Hmm,
at number 11.
there you
So
go.
not quite as high as you guys, but I've been enjoying my time with it. But no, Wario Land, seriously, bring him back to this. Like, do it now.
Well, Wario, if you guys like this a lot, Wario Land 3, I have dipped my toes into now, and because I wanted to reference it for this, and it's very similar. This is an
Okay.
improved version, but it's still very, very similar. It's almost like the Super Mario Brothers 3 versus Super Mario World comparison.